Mayo Experience.
Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience. Mayo Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog. The round one Masters recap and the round two picks coming up a little bit later on after a big ad break with Byron Lindeque, the model maniac. But Geoff Fienberg is on with me right now. Today is a good day, Geoff, because not only me, I'm guessing basically everyone who is watching cashed their first round leader ticket at 65-1 on Justin Rose, who missed one putt all day long. And you know what? I'll take it. If you're just going to miss one shorty, but you're going to be making bombs to save par early in the round to get yourself going, I am all here for it. Justin Rose is definitely not winning the Masters.
Definitely not, but who cares? He got you as far as you needed to. Congrats to everyone. It seems like it was a huge community win. Thrilled for everyone out there. Longtime viewers of our show, Pat, will know I don't bet first round later. I don't do it. I don't ever do it. I'm only happy when people win. I feel like it's one of those things I either always do or never do, and I choose to never do instead of jumping in and out. Should have jumped in today. Credit to you, credit to Cam, Byron. Watch the show, you guys. You called the shot. You did it. And the Masters, it's like the simplest thing ever. It's like when you do a test, Pat, and the answers are in the textbook. Like, it just, right? I don't know. Everything pointed to it. It seems so obvious. You got such a great history of it. Older players with that track record do great here. Betting the Masters, try to overcomplicate it, but literally it sometimes it feels like it's just a test where the teacher is giving you the answer on the page somewhere.
It's good that I hit this because I don't think I'm going to hit another bet all week with the way that my guys are playing.
Listen, so you're gravy. So on that note, like, who ruined your Thursday?
Everyone besides Justin Rose.
Yeah, everyone
I bet on sucked.
Batche finished strong.
Yeah,
so
but
fun.
He's technically the only one. I think I have it up here right now. Let me check. Yeah, so we threw up the leaderboard for a second. So you see, history would dictate to us over the past 5 years, if you haven't been inside the top 3 on the leaderboard after the first round, you have not won the Masters, meaning there's only 4 guys that could potentially win the Masters if that holds true. Rose, Connors, Scheffler, and Ludwig. And it's not going to be Rose. It's probably not going to be Connors. So you got your boy Ludwig and Scheffler.
It's probably like walking the dog 15 minutes ago. So I'm pretty sure I'm going to come on and say, yeah, guess Ludwig's going to win the Masters now. I don't mind that scenario. Connors, Scheffler, Ludwig. Seems a lot of fun. A lot of great golf play today. I'm not kidding, though. I literally had to I'm sure we'll get to it, but I had to turn to baseball because I was getting agita watching the Rory stuff. I did. I had to just turn the channel, baseball, ground ball to shortstop, routine grounder, just the simplicity of it. I had to calm down. It was like watching someone do something really cringe and you wanted to walk out of the room. That's what it felt like watching Rory. And I assure you, we're not friends.
What do you mean?
No, I'm saying you watch your friend doing something like cringe at a party.
And you it was too stressful for you to watch. You had to stop watching it.
Yeah. And it happening to Rory, it was like, oh my God. Because, my bets all suck, kind of like yours. You hit the first round leader, but at least you're watching this being like, well, if my bets are going to suck, if I'm going to get Rory, Scotty, I'll make that trade-off. And then Rory 15 was so hard today, and he's a shield now for Morikawa, I think, who came home kind of similarly. But nonetheless, lovely day at the Masters, even though everything went wrong for me.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's a way you could look at it too, because if you include Tiger and some of the other guys into the leaderboards, it's just the past 5 years that this has been the case at the Masters, where the top 3 in the leaderboard have done it. Now, if we go down a little bit more technically, then we'll go over to the traditional style leaderboard here. Anyone inside the top 11 after the first round technically has a chance to win, and that opens up the entire field. So we're not done yet because Lowry's there and Akshay's there for us. But I was actually stunned I was pretty anti-Bryson. Shout out to Tim. That was Tim's pick for the week coming into this tournament. And I think you saw flashes of what I was worried about throughout the course of the day with Bryson, that if he missed a green, it all of a sudden becomes a scramble fest, and that's not great. And he made some like long bomb putts for par to kind of negate some of his terrible chipping. But this was going to be the easiest day that there's going to be, at least based on the weather report that we're getting. Like tomorrow looks like the worst day. So even like cut line, I think the cut line's +2 right now. I could see it be like, it could get bad tomorrow. There's winds up to like 25, +5 could be the cut line.
Well, we're hoping to start a cut sweat show around 5:30-ish, but I guess we'll see how the day's playing out. So
I believe that's 4:30 your time, 5:30 my time.
sorry. Yes, that lost in translation. I should know better. But yeah, I'm excited because I do think you're right. The court, it's just such a beautiful, like, I want to, it's going to sound like really simple, stupid, but it clearly was another day where like so much more than just skill is required around that golf course under championship conditions.
You needed, I mean, Rose did the right thing until he got to 18 and put it in the woods. I know he shot on 17, wasn't great either. But every time that he missed, and they kept bringing it up, so it's pretty obvious, but he was the only one to do it. He missed in all of the right spots to make it at as easy of an up and down as you're going to find. With the moment that Rory hit the 2 bad chips on the hole, like when you miss long on 15, this is what happens to you. When you miss long on 17, this is what happens to you. Like he missed in the spots you can't miss.
And we saw Scotty kind of missing a similar spot to Rory on 15.
I didn't actually see where Scotty was on 15.
Yeah,
I saw that he didn't make eagle, and that was good enough for me.
He went long, but he played a very conservative chip back, and he had like the 25-footer down the hill. He didn't want to mess with that one bit. But yeah, I think like guys are assuming Scotty's not just gonna like take this thing at some point. Guys are still alive, like even par 1-0. I know the Masters rules say they're not. See, this is where the rules, the answers to the questions are in front of us, and I'm like looking to make up new answers by saying the guys that even are like totally in this thing.
You see, I would believe you. I believe that they are too, but history would tell us that they're absolutely not in this.
Yeah, which is crazy.
I know, but this is the way it goes. We like, let's go to the odds for a second. So we'll just take a look at what the current odds are. If you won money today and you live in Canada and you're not in Ontario like Jeff, but if you want to help out the show, what you can do is get into the cool bet Pat Mayo's Canadian Open experience. That would be awesome if everyone jumped into that, because it's a free trip to Toronto. You got winnings to do it, and every $10 you bet on the Masters or Heritage, you get more ballots. Coolbet.com/CA/PME. The link is down in the description if you want to check it out. But if we just take a look at the overall leaderboard right now, like Scotty's +210, Ludwig's +650, Rose with the 3-shot leads +750, Bryson's 10-1, Rory. I mean, Connor's, honestly, if history proves itself out, Connor's at 18-1 is like the best bet right now.
Connor's at 18-1 is a great bet. But also in a world where like Hatton is on 30 to like 28, 30 doesn't seem like horrible. Like,
you realize Scotty's up here, right?
But I didn't see a ton of him. I was more watching the featured groups, especially by the afternoon, because they were showing all of them and they were doing a decent job going back and forth, although a little bit behind. And Colt Nost, and he's just, everything's a one-liner, man. Everything's like, okay, man. Like, we're just trying to watch the Masters at 9 a.m. Like, we're the most hardcore. Don't need to be drunk on that shit. But I didn't see a ton of Hatton at all. I didn't see Hatton hit many, if any, shots today. Just a couple, I guess.
I saw him hit a bunch. He was a bit of a struggle bus. Not necessarily like you would think that he would have a great week putting, because when I was looking at it, of all the guys right now in the leaders tee to green after round 1, Ludwig was actually number 1 tee to green. He putted like slightly okay. Rye was second, and Rye was horrible on the greens. You know who was 2 guys who were awful on the greens but were top 10 tee to green?
I know one of them for sure.
Give me one.
Patrick Reed.
Reed was actually 11th tee to green. He actually wasn't that bad on the greens.
Really? Because I saw a transcript of his media, and he like went off on himself at his putting.
He's lost like 0.6 strokes to the field. There's
He
two
was
guys.
not happy.
What's that?
He was not happy. And the reporter's like, dude, you're 1 under par. You're in 9th place. Not good enough.
So there was one guy who lost 3 strokes to the field putting. Do you know who that guy was? I bet him to win, if that means anything to you.
Bobby Mack.
Sergio.
Oh.
Sergio was, let's see here. He was 3rd in ball striking, 5th tee to green, and close to dead last in putting. I think dead last was Nick Dunlap, who was, I mean, I totally forgot about that. I have Nick Dunlap to miss the cut at minus 130 is a huge bet. Lucas Glover was the worst putter. Seb Straka was the 2nd worst putter. Fleetwood and Sergio were the 2 guys who are 4th and 5th worst putting after 1 round, but are both top 10 tee to green. Tommy battled back at the end. I thought he was cooked, and he got back to +1.
He got it to even and then gave that back.
Just like my main man, Kevin Yu. Gave
And
it all
then,
back. He rallied to get back, and then he gave it all away.
A few guys there were like quietly having decent rounds, like Fitzpatrick, Hovland, and then Kentley was 1 under. And then when Rory was doing his stuff, he was making triple also. So but really though, Pat, you look at that leaderboard, and I know like we're like, you know, obviously you had first round leader Rose, and so you weren't shocked at it. It just feels like, yeah, nothing surprises me here. A guy with great history that's pretty much got everything on his CV here, but winning, who's been here 20 times, is in first. And then, yeah, it just seemed like a lot of the right names, even though I didn't bet them.
Well, no one bet on Ludwig or Hatton. Like, they were playing awful coming in, and everyone, even on DraftKings, no one used them.
I did actually say, not that I had any access and it was quick, I'd have gone all in on Ludwig on DraftKings this week because of just as the pivot.
I mean, that was the game
setting no
theory.
lineups where it's banned.
That was the game theory to make the most sense play. Yes, you are absolutely right. I still didn't have the guts to do it because I'm a loser like that.
Reed. I'm trying to think what else. I don't know. It was just not like, it's like you have all these bets. It's like 1 o'clock on week 1, like football. Like I overbet a bit, and then like I'm so excited, and then a few hours in, you're like, why did I do that? You know, why did I do that?
Who do you think? Wait, well, let's go to that then, because I think that's fun. After day 1, who do you think your worst bet was of the week? At least I didn't bet Henley. That's what I feel good about that.
John Rahm.
Yeah, I think it's John Rahm too. He was bad today, man.
Yeah, because, and I know, listen, I talked out of both sides of my mouth, so I'm not even allowed to like take credit for like questioning Liv stuff, because at the same time, like I bet him, I'm like, oh, the numbers are fine. But he is just, I don't know, man. It's just, winning the Masters is hard, and you gotta be showing me something. I took a leap of faith on a guy who was like 16-1. So unbelievable, like out of doubt, the worst bet you can make.
Yeah,
so much leap of faith in backing Rahm this week. And
I mean, I did it too. I ended up on Rahm as my one guy from the top, and luckily, like Lowry was my next guy down the list, so I wasn't overly leveraged in the outright market in terms of investment. But it just, he started missing those short putts early, and he was playing like okay tee to green. And he just kept missing these putts. And then he kept missing the putts. And then all of a sudden he couldn't hit an iron. Like the one he hit, it was either into 9 or 10. The one he pulled almost behind a tree to the left of the green. It's like, what are you doing? Like, at least when we watched him at Doral last week, this wasn't the problem. He was striping it last week. He was just burning edges and like couldn't really chip on Bermuda. That wasn't the issue today. He couldn't hit a drive for the first 9 holes. He couldn't make a 5-foot putt. And then he couldn't hit an iron on the back 9. DJ was better than him.
What DJ finish? I saw he got back
+2. I
1.
believe DJ finished at +2. Where are you at?
I don't know.
Johnson. Let's see here. Zach Johnson. He's doing okay. Dustin, yeah, he's T51. I guess the cut line is +1 right now.
And what did him finish? Sorry, I could just do this myself.
You can look at this. Do you want me to throw it up on the screen? You can look at it at the same time.
I would just show people how blind I was.
Sung Jae finished at 1 under, so he's in that T11 group with Victor, Lowry, Cam Young. Oh, no, Cam Young's at even. Sorry, Fitzpatrick, Berger, Denny McCarthy, and Matt McCarty, Bubba Watson, Min Woo, Reed is at 1 under. Harmon, Fred. How pumped do you think Cust is for Freddie Cups?
Oh, so pumped. But Huss, let's like Huss again. We give him credit for the Bryson stuff. We'll see how that holds. I watched a ton of because I guess it was the featured group, the Minwoo, Neiman, Morikawa. And Minwoo ended up winning the 3-ball.
Which I watched a ton of it early, and he looked by far the worst guy in the group through like 5 holes.
Both of the other players at some point in their rounds were at 3 under par. Minwoo never got above 1 under, but he just held it, and he was such a wizard chipping. So it was great. It was great, and yeah, Akshay birdied 5 of the last 6. I guess that's how he did it.
Yeah, no, Akshay was light when Rory was imploding. He was in the same group, just playing great.
Good for Ludwig and Batya for not letting Rory's golf sad bring them down. They both finished incredible.
I mean, maybe Rory was the shield they needed.
Maybe. Yeah, Freddie 1 under.
But he also what did he jar? He jarred it on 15 for eagle or 17 for eagle or something.
You know what I should be looking at? Like, because I'm pretty heavy on Connor's top Canadian. Not that that's like for bragging for, but
hey, listen, I was against it, so you're dancing on that one.
It was like part of me thought I was being tricked, but I also like kind of irresponsibly was like, I'm gonna win my outright losers on this. What did anyone? I saw Pendrith was horrible.
Pendrith was horrible. I assume Nick Taylor was horrible.
I guess.
There's no Nick Taylor's at 1 under or 1 over.
Okay.
That's actually not bad. That's much better than I thought he played. Weirsy's at 2, I think, or 3.
All right.
See, Brooks had a nice battle back, and then he kind of gave some away. There's just a lot of guys. That's why I think that the cut line goes. I think that Data Golf had it projected as like +3 being the score. I just think the wind is going to knock. You're going to see some absurd scores tomorrow. And not just from my main man, Nick Dunlap, who shot a 90 today at the Masters. 11 strokes worse. If Nick Dunlap didn't exist, we'd scroll to the bottom and see Russell Henley there, which is crazy. But I think that everyone outside of Nick Dunlap has a chance to make the cut.
That will make for a very exciting day tomorrow. And when I first heard that kid pissed in the creek, I thought I was being trolled on the internet.
Okay.
I didn't believe for a second.
Tell people what happened.
So Jose Luis Ballestar, who I picked to be top amateur, and then when I saw he got I should have known he was going to be in that group, but then I cashed out to bet it like just have a lot less because I was nervous of his group. But the internet was yelling at him because the script on his hat was upside down. If you hang around teenagers or like guys in their 20s these days, that seems like a very common thing. And then apparently later in the round, he pissed in Ray's Creek. Shouldn't you be kicked? Like, is that something you're kicked out for, Pat? I'm not kidding. If we all did like a golf day at my club, and then I find out like there's just like you could go piss in the bushes or whatever, but there was this like popular area, and then I like found out Kenny Kim was taking a leak in it as we're like golfing before our live show. I'll be like, get out of here. So I don't know. He doesn't even seem to think it was an issue, but I mean, good for him.
I piss everywhere too, so I'm really not the right person to. I would be the guy in like the popular spot at your club to be like, man, I really need to piss. I'll go here.
Well, it's not. You're right. Listen. You go. There's like a lot of places you could go. There's just like a lot of trees, and we don't have a spot. Like we don't have things with like names. Like, oh my God, you pissed in Mr. Mandelbaum's Creek. Like, there's nothing like that. But I don't know. That just seems so weird to me.
Yeah, I tend to. I mean, at the Masters, I feel like you'd probably be on your best behavior. But if you got to go, don't you?
Yeah. Listen, you got to piss bad. Things are happening. He's so good though. Like he would hit on those par threes tighter than Scotty. Those drives that he would hit. He made a triple today, so his score kind of got away from him. I think he finished 4 over, but yeah, I don't know. That kid is so freaking good.
Adam says, you don't impress me until you take a dump in that creek, Geoff.
One day.
All right, so where do we want to go? Like, are we just talking circles around, hey, Scotty's just going to win? Because he probably is.
Yeah. He looked really smooth.
He
Never really out of position.
He wasn't never out of position, and he didn't have his best stuff, and he made putts. And now tomorrow, when he has his best stuff, he's not going to make as many putts, but it's not going to make a difference. He's still going to shoot like 4 under.
Yeah. I mean, he's easily, he hit that 50-footer early, 45-footer early, and it felt like trouble. Cam Smith, another guy who's like quietly, I think he made like 17 straight pars or something, then finished with a birdie.
Cam Smith?
Yeah.
Cam Smith, he saved it on 12. I remember his chip on 12 was like an inch away from turning over one more time and rolling towards the hill, and it just never kept going, and they just made the putt anyway. He made a bunch of those today too, just making putts from everywhere, but that's why people like Cam Smith, myself included, at the Masters, and probably why he'll never win, because he's just nowhere near the hole at any point until he just drops a 20-footer.
Is there a weather advantage tomorrow to the early
doesn't
guys?
Seem to be, but I could be wrong on that. Let's see. It's in my article, so I should be able to find it pretty easily. It's pinned up on Twitter. Smash the like and sub to the channel while you're here as well. And Underdog has a giveaway again for the free pick on Bryson for round 2. If you're a new member, you use code Mayo at Underdog right now. You will get yourself a free pick on Bryson and a deposit bonus of up to $1,000. All right, I'm trying to find it. It's Daniel Field Airport is the one that we're looking at. I haven't seen it in the real-time one yet. Here, let's go. Let's share this. I'm using the new system. I know you had to log in. That's why we're late coming on. Let's see, Daniel Field Airport. And we'll go to super forecast for Friday. I mean, it looks pretty bad all day long. It looks about as bad for everyone, honestly. Do you see that? Like it's in the morning, the gusts are only up to 20 with constant 10, then it's like constant 14 with gusts up to 24, but it's warmer in the afternoon than it is in the morning. Some guys are going to get got by this weather, especially if that sun stays out all day. And although it's not like super duper hot, it might bake out these greens.
I got a lot of people. I got a couple DMs today, or I'd say recently, of people when they knew we were doing the show to send thank you to Tim for you guys hitting your rose bets on the first round leader.
Because he never mentioned him?
He didn't mention him. He gave it to Straka, and then Straka immediately, Jaeger, and then Jaeger immediately just blew up.
He went into the creek instantly?
And they said it's for sure Scotty's. And then Scotty, he didn't make bogeys, but he kind of just went into like neutral for a bit, it seemed, on the back. Neutral shooting 4 under. Obviously, but incredible. What else? Oh, the app.
The app was bad, man.
The website I felt might have been working a bit better than the app, but the scoring was unreliable, and they teased me like so many times today, where like I wasn't getting got anymore. But they told me Minwoo chipped in on 11 for birdie. I was so fired up. Who birdies 11? Oh, but nope. A lot of mistakes, and wasn't working early for sure.
No, and they kept earlier on in the day, they were actually showing video of last year of these players playing certain holes. So some people were like, I had a guy tweeting at me. Also, if you are on the internet and you're tweeting to me about the Masters app and why it's not working, I don't work for the fucking Masters app. What do you think I can do to the Masters app? Honest to God, some of these people are fucking demented, Geoff, but here we are. But they were showing, the guy, dude, he's like, man, I watched the app. Zalatoris is 2 under through 4. It's like, no, he's not. Because it didn't happen to everyone, only certain people. I think if they didn't do the latest update, we're getting last year's stuff instead of the new stuff. So certain people were just like all over the place. But the tracker app was just missing shots. So they would have someone as a shot better. They did it to me I tweeted it out. They did it to me with Rom on 3. It said he chipped in for eagle. It's like, no, he didn't.
Yeah, there's a lot of teasing in the app today. And yeah, don't complain to Pat. Complain if anyone, I don't know, write IBM.
Yeah, I can't do anything for you. CB, this is one that you will know the answer to, and I know the answer to this as well. Why did ESPN coverage start so late? Because that's what the Masters do. They tell you when you can go on air.
Yeah, that's just what they do. They start late. If you have, I guess, some of the apps or the special feeds, there's channels, but that's all I got. Not really much else.
I was looking at it. Do you think, if we just go back and take a look at the odds for a second, let's share this tab. Do that one. Okay. Scotty at plus 210. It's not a bad number considering he was just like 375 at the beginning of the tournament.
100%. And I would say for players of that level, like if I do bet someone that high, like I'm most paranoid in round one. Once they get going, like, obviously things can happen. But, once it comes winning time, right, that's when I trust them the most. So I'm most paranoid about the early round. So you're right. Comparatively, that's pretty freaking fair.
Do you think that we get one of these situations where Scotty just doesn't show up at all and just has a bad round? I don't personally see it, but it happens from time to time, not often.
I don't think, not on this golf course. Like, I don't know what kind of bad round he could have, and if it's going to play tough.
Like if it plays tough, it's better for him, isn't it? Although he might just like all it takes is a bad break. Like who had it today was Hideki. Hideki pulled the Tiger and Phil from last week, but on number 13, Hideki hit the chip, hit the pin, went in the water.
Oh yeah.
Well, I think Tiger did his on 15. Did he do his on 13 or 15? No, I can't remember.
15. I'm pretty sure it's 15. Yeah. That infamous one was, I'm pretty sure on 15.
Cantlay didn't even have to hit the pin to go in the water a bunch of times on 15.
I don't know, man. Cantlay just totally unserious performance.
Can we give a special shout out to Michael Kim for a great round?
Excellent round. First guy to post in the red. First guy to post in the red today. Your boy Michael Kim. Davis Thompson. There are a few nice little clean early rounds. Impressive from the newbies.
Well, I'll get into it more with Byron here in a little bit, where we're just going to go over the stats. He'll run his model, and we'll try to figure out what we want to do for the rest of the tournament and bets. But for you, looking at the leaderboard and looking at all these guys, I know you're probably not betting on Freddie Couples to win. If you had to make another wager right now on one of these guys, who would it be?
Oh, that's pretty tough. Probably Scotty plus 210.
Honestly, that feels like what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. What's Baccia's run got him to, what's he on the odds board in front of you there now?
Let's see. Akshay is, where are you at, Akshay? There's Sergio still 100 to 1. I didn't even see Akshay.
But if it's going to get really stupid and maybe difficult, I actually wouldn't mind like Reed and Minwoo in that scenario.
Yeah, Akshay's with Lowry, and he's just behind Lowry, so he's like 66 to 1.
Yeah. Considering you start the tournament 80 to 1, you shoot 2 under. It's a pretty good number.
I mean, he's like our only lifeline here, right? Unless you do you have secret bets on someone I don't know about who might have a chance to win? Because I don't.
No one. I didn't have enough secret bets because I didn't really start betting till this week. I didn't really have the futures. Normally I have futures. I will say, hopefully Fahatton can taste a little smoke and we can get excited about Quail Hollow for him, though.
Yeah, I got Quail Hollow and
today was actually so bad for some of my outrights. I started, the Masters is going bad for you where you peak at PGA Championship odds during the Thursday of the Masters.
All right. So what we're going to do is, do you have any final thoughts you want to have? I mean, Jeff will be with me and Tim tomorrow on the Cut Sweat live show. That's starting around 4:30 p.m. Eastern time. But was there anyone who impressed you, really let you down outside of Rom? Just Bobby Mack kind of let me down. Ben Ann kind of let me down, but it is what it is when you're betting guys at 150 to 1.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to say like really let me down. I don't take it that seriously. I'd 5-putt every green. So what am I going to do? Yell at these guys? No, I guess Rory let me down because I don't think I'm going to win any money. And I really wanted that like magical head-to-head monsters doing battle this weekend. So
Oh.
that'd be my thoughts on that. But no, I'm hoping some of those guys that won, Berger, Minwoo, Reed.
Akshay, the guy that we have money on, should be the guy who does it.
Yeah, no.
Lowry.
I mean,
How about Lowry? How about Lowry shoots 65 tomorrow? Wouldn't that be great?
Lovely. And listen, if things get really difficult, he's right in there. But of the guys, like you said, when you had to pinpoint that list, I mean, I don't know. I have no problem if Corey Connors actually wanted to do like the unthinkable. I did a radio hit later in the day today. They're like, "Oh, you bet Corey Connors, you know, your buddies." I'm like, listen, I don't have any friends in Canada that bet Corey Connors win this golf tournament, as much as we're all cheering for him. The only people I know that bet Corey Connors are some of my friends' dads who are just like hoser Canadians. Like it's Canadians or bust sort of in anything that they think of. So though, like I got some friends' dads with Corey Connor tickets, but none of my friends are out betting Corey Connors. We've seen it, but God willing.
Like this is Corey Connors comes T9 in this tournament.
As long as Nick Taylor doesn't come T7, I'll take it.
Yeah, well, I'm rooting for you and your Corey Connors bet. I need to fade a 52 from Nick Dunlap tomorrow for him to get back into this. But dude, like, is he like? I saw someone comment to me that does he get relegated back to amateur status? Like, are we taking away his professional status? He's bad, man.
I love that.
He's broken.
That. Yeah, I don't know what's gonna fix Nick Dunlop, but I bet you in that run of events like John Deere, Detroit, he'll get himself fixed around then.
What if the wind howls and Brian Herman shoots 64? I don't even think Brian Herman's family wants to see that. Imagine watching him on Saturday at the Masters. Oh my God. It would be horrible. Horrible. Yeah. I might not watch.
None of that.
Like the Open that he won was unwatchable. So I couldn't imagine him at Augusta when you do take a little bit more time because those greens are super slippery. Anyway, Geoff, I'll talk to you tomorrow. And after this break, we are going to talk to Byron and break down the stats, maybe some bets, maybe some DFS picks, maybe some underdog plays. We'll be back right after this. It's like 8 minutes, so you might want to go get. If you've watched this show for at least 3 minutes over the past 3 weeks, that you know that I went to Pinehurst a few weeks ago. I'm the type of person that's never going to stop talking about that because I had the best time ever. And then one of the main reasons that I was able to have such a good time is that my clubs were waiting for me the moment that I got to the clubhouse, thanks to Shipsticks. I didn't have to wait at the baggage claim, put an air tag in it to make sure that my transfer of planes when I had to do my layover, that they actually made it onto the second plane. No. I didn't want to be stressed out going to have a golf mega vacation. And thanks to Shipsticks, I didn't have to. I sent it from my door. They came and picked it up. I got a text a little bit later on. It was at the shipping facility. I got a text the next day. It was already at Pinehurst. It was perfect. I even put the wrong label that they gave me onto it. What did they do? They called me and said, "Hey, do you want us to put on the proper label for you?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm Pat Mayo. I'm a goober. I don't know how to do this. You guys handle it for me." And they did. It was such a relieving experience. I didn't go to Pinehurst to be stressed out. I went to be relaxed, and Shipsticks made that possible for me. And I'm talking about shipping over an international border here, and it still got there in a day, and it made it back to me in 2 days, so I had my sticks ready to go at my door. Right now, Shipsticks is offering my listeners 20% off on the first shipment when you go to shipsticks.com and use the code PatMayo. Go to shipsticks.com and use the code PatMayo to get 20% off your first shipment and save yourself the hassle this golf season. That's Shipsticks, shipsticks.com. And make sure to use the code PatMayo so they know that I sent you. The weather is warming up, which means it's almost time to get back onto the course full time. And if you really want to up your game, you can take the lessons, you can improve your game, but if you're stuck with those old clubs, nothing is going to change. That's why you need to head on over to your local PXG store for a fitting, because they make the best golf clubs, period. I just had mine out for the first time on the course at Pinehurst about 3 weeks ago, and it was awesome. The sound my irons make. I have the Gen 7 irons. They have the chrome top, titanium back. They're awesome. Biggest improvement for me. has been the Black Ops driver. I'm carrying the ball about 15 to 20 yards longer off the tee. I'm not a huge hitter. I was about 225, 230 carry off the tee with my old driver. Get the new Black Ops driver, carrying it 245, 250. Hell, I had a 270 drive carrying bunkers down at Pinehurst number 4 on my last day. Once I was really starting to heat up with my clubs, it was amazing. It was so easy to get the fitting done, and it was the fastest way that I have found to improve my game to a point where I'm ready to tackle any course at this point. You can too. And for a limited time, you can save up to 20% on your entire order. Head on over to pxg.com/PatMayo. That's pxg.com/PatMayo to save up to 20% on your entire order. pxg.com/PatMayo. Restrictions apply. See site for details. Outdoor golf season is almost here, but is your swing ready? With 126 X-Golf locations across 38 states, it's never been easier to dial in your swing year-round. I can speak to this. Going to the simulators all winter long, especially the good ones. You can go to crappy simulators. You don't want to go there. You want to go to X-Golf and really prep your game and hit the season firing. X-Golf's state-of-the-art simulators let you play full rounds, tee to green with unmatched short game realism. X-Golf's auto tee system ensures you're always ready to bomb a drive. No delays or automatic two-putts, just real, competitive golf in a lively sports bar environment. Love a little competition? X-Golf's handicap leagues and tournaments give every golfer a shot at winning incredible prizes. Upcoming spring tournaments include the Majors, where you could win a beach or mountain vacation, or the Cinco de Mayo Scramble, win a trip to New Belgium Brewery in Asheville, and that is just the start. So visit playxgolf.com to find your nearest X-Golf and book your tee time today. Again, trust me on this, you're going to want to go to X-Golf, so visit playxgolf.com. I'm going to tell you about Nutrafol One again because I believe that everyone should have thick, luscious hair growing off the top of their scalp. And Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. See thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. Building a hair growth routine is simple. Purchase online, no prescription required, automated deliveries, and free shipping keep you on track. Plus, with a Nutrafol subscription, you can save up to 20%. You'll have access to free naturopathic doctor consults, and a Headspace meditation membership is also included. So start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering my listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code PATMAYO. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com. Promo code PatMayo. That's Nutrafol.com. Promo code PatMayo. If you're around my age when you were a kid, you probably just wore boxers all the time. They were big, they were baggy, they made it look like you had fat rolls at the top of your thighs because they got so bunched up anytime that you wore jeans. Not really my jam at this point in my life. I am all over the Skims stretch briefs right now. They're sleek. They're athletic. I wear them when I go golfing. I wear them all the time. They're the only pair of underwear I actually own right now. They're super comfortable. You know, they make sure that your junk is firmly tight in there because you don't want to be walking around with loose junk when you're running, when you're trying to hit a golf ball, or just, you know, when you get a little bit older and you start to get a bit, I don't know how to say this, saggy a little bit, that, you know, they don't want to be slapping off the inside of your thighs. You don't want that at all. And Skims makes that possible with their awesome stretch brief underwear. It's like you're wearing nothing at all, but still completely, fully secure at all times. So shop Skims Men at skims.com and any Skims stores and let them know that I sent you. After you place your order, select podcast in the survey and select the Pat Mayo Experience in the drop-down menu that follows. Skims is the official underwear partner of the NBA, WNBA, and USA Basketball. If you want to go straight to the site, go to www.skims.com/PatMayo. Now that the weather's heating up for almost everyone, you need to flip your wardrobe. And if you're anything like me, summertime means more outfit changes. Golf, work, gym, playground with the kids, restaurants, whatever it is that you do, it probably requires a change of clothing. What you need are shorts and pants that look the part for all those places that are actually comfortable. And that's a hard thing to do. And I'm sure I'm not the only one who's tried wearing a pair of regular golf shorts to dinner after playing earlier that day, only to have your wife tell you that you need to go change because now you're dressed like that creepy guy at the office who wears a golf shirt and golf shorts to work every single day, and it's just a real bad vibe. But here's the thing. Since I've started wearing bird dogs, hasn't said a word. They look the part for the course and everywhere else. Plus, unlike my dressier shorts, bird dogs are actually comfortable. They look the same, but they're not just chafing the inside of my thighs the entire time. I basically wear them everywhere now. And when I was at Pinehurst, a place that's really not known for the casual look, I was able to wear my bird dogs while I was playing, and then I wore the exact same shorts to the dress code steakhouse later that night. Everyone was uncomfortable as they were filling their guts with food. Not Pat Mayo, because I had my bird dogs. No issues whatsoever. And for a limited time, my listeners get a free hat with any order when you use code PATMAYO at birddogs.com. Get this hat completely free when you use code PATMAYO at birddogs.com. Show support for the Pat Mayo experience and let them know that I sent you. All right, Byron, had I have known I was going to hit a Justin Rose first round leader and win so much money, I would not have accepted the $2,000 to run those ads, but I was already locked into a contract. What are you going to do?
You know what, Pat? You just middled perfectly there. I think that's just the way we go. Justin Rose, baby. That was an awesome week for everyone. I mean, the Cam Stewart, Byron, Pat Mayo best bet show was crushing this week. So Rory, I had a top 5 on him as well for this round, and he completely nuked that for me too. But hey, what can we do? Justin Rose for the win.
Justin Rose, will he win the Masters, yes or no?
No.
Have you really?
I don't think so. It's super difficult to do with how he's been putting. You know, like you can't gain that many strokes putting and then continue this. It's just going to be impossible for him. So with Scotty behind him there, it's going to be really difficult.
Well, I mean, in fairness to him, it's not like the other parts of his game were bad. Like, he didn't drive the ball well, but realistically, it was 2 bad drives for him. And the one on 14 was also pretty bad. He skimmed the tree on the way and ended up making an incredible chip to save the par. Yeah. But his approach play was awesome. His approach play may have been second best, I think, of the day. Let's see. He was 5th best in the field. Matt McCarty and Harris English were leaps and bounds above everyone in approach. Then it was Sergio and Hatton.
Today was one of the most random days. There were guys that just completely forgot how to putt. Matt McCarty and Harris English are topping the ball striking charts here. Scotty Scheffler once again went ahead and gained more strokes short game than he did ball striking. And that's what he did in the 2 tournaments that he top 5'd. So that seems semi-unsustainable given Scotty Scheffler's pedigree. I don't know how that's going to work out for him. But, you know, Pat, he is Scotty Scheffler at Augusta. Nothing can happen there.
It's terrifying that I mean, if we assess this, I did tweet out earlier, I just talked about this with Jeff, that each of the past 5 winners have been inside the top 3. After the first round, Tiger was inside the top 11. So if you want to extend to the top 11, you get a lot more. You get all the -1s that are currently in it in terms to win. But Scotty already being up there is probably the not great part of all of this. If it was anyone else, if it was Rory, if they just swapped them spots and put Rory in Scheffler's spot and Scheffler in Rory's spot, I would feel like this is more wide open.
Absolutely, because Scotty having to chase down people, he's also done that before. I mean, that's how he won the Olympics, that's how he won the Players, so he's capable of winning from anywhere. But, you know, if we go back to leaning on guys that have got like a top 2 in majors, Corey Connors doesn't got it. Tyrrell Hatton doesn't got it. Harris English, I don't think he's got a top 2, you know. But then Jason Day, Bryson, Scotty and Ludwig, Rosie as well. They're all in the mix here, so they can absolutely do it. What is Matt Fitzpatrick doing as well? All of a sudden shows up here and found his game again.
Can we just get Shane Lowry? I told Jeff, can we just get a 65 from Shane Lowry? Do you think the scores are going to be high tomorrow?
As in bad?
Yeah.
Yes. I think the afternoon, we're going to see some ownership move to the AM because this course is going to get bone dry as tomorrow unfolds. You know, I think it's a little softer. Again, we saw a nice Bryson DeChambeau round, gaining 4.5 strokes there on a softer Augusta. But Pat, it's winds blowing all day. It's going to be a little kind of warmish, not too crazy, but the wind just blowing this golf course all day is going to be lots of fun by the time the boys come through in the afternoon. I don't think Rory chips it in the water if he goes off in the morning this morning.
You think it baked out that badly for the afternoon? Like what do you think Rory shoots tomorrow? Do you think Rory battles back or is he cooked?
I think he battles back. I don't think he can win this thing anymore. You know, I think with Scotty having such a lead on him, you never know. And you never want to be chasing around Augusta. But with the wind, we've seen Scotty struggle in the wind a little bit the last little while, right? So if there is any sort of hope, that could be it. Scotty gets kind of pissed off at the wind for not drifting a pitch shot from 60 yards, 4 feet, like that he wants. So I don't know what's going to happen with the weather. And again, weather just creates variability, especially when things are such razor's edge type things around Augusta. Taking bigger odds down the board, taking a shot on a less owned guy, anything is possible tomorrow. Let's freaking go.
Have you run your model yet?
I have. I was busy fiddling around. Now it's not obviously super finished, but it's ready to rock and roll. I've actually done some box checking.
Okay. I'm using this new system. You can see this is not how we normally do the show. Can you share your screen? Does that work?
You're going to have to let me in. I am there. Boom.
Look at that.
All right. So here are the best scores for the day. I'm going to filter by, do you want to just filter by power ranking first?
Yeah, filter by power ranking and tell
All
people
right.
what the power ranking is, and tell people where they can find this, by the way.
Yes. So go grab the Model Maniac Patreon on Patreon, or just go to my Model Maniac Twitter account and you can find it in my bio there. So what I've landed up doing is taking pretty much the pre-event power rankings that I have for my model. That's going to be part of this power rating over here. Round 2 scoring is important because some guys just do weird things on Friday. Some guys don't. Spike rounds, who's going to have showdown potential to kind of just pop hardcore tomorrow. Spike putting is a big contributor to spike rounds. And then good shot rates at this golf course in specific is the approach score over here. So good shots is when you gain over half a stroke on a single approach. And that's kind of the average over here, given all the different proximities. I've got ownership projections for you guys. I've got, all the different strokes gain metrics for you guys too. And I've done some box checking. So I love doing this box checking thing where you can kind of check, okay, who finished top 20 ball striking in round 1? Who lost strokes putting, but has a good putting baseline for spike potential there? Who's got good round 2 strokes gained? Who's got good spike round potential overall? And then who's got good shot baselines? All of those need to be top 20. And Tyrrell Hatton is the only guy that checked all 5 of those boxes. So he's going to be an absolute smash play for me tomorrow. I'd imagine the ownership gets around 15, 16%, especially in the morning.
So there were a couple guys that lost a bunch of strokes putting. I mean, like a lot of strokes putting. Like Fleetwood lost a bunch. Sergio lost a bunch. Lowry, I believe, lost a bunch. Maybe he didn't. Maybe Lowry was like just generically like kind of bad Lowry. So yeah, Tommy and Sergio and Rye were the 3 big ones that I saw that were striking the hell out of the ball and couldn't make a putt.
Yeah, and that's okay if you have got some good spike putting potential. Obviously, Evan Beck not in the database. Russell Henley lost millions of strokes putting today. He typically putts very, very well. Matt McCarty lost putting, and Jesus, he was ball striking the crap out of it. So he's a great bounce back candidate. I'd expect this ownership.
Yeah, but see, I don't necessarily buy into that, honestly. Like, I think someone like Matt McCarty, that if he didn't take advantage of his actual good ball striking round, there's no, like, he probably finishes 8 strokes worse ball striking tomorrow.
Potentially. He does seem to have a decent approach game, like nothing too crazy, but solid. So you can expect, obviously, that's not going to be 3.5 strokes tomorrow, but I think it's totally expected to maybe gain strokes on approach. But he's also 11th in his first Masters appearance. So you've got to bear that in mind with a lot of people. And I think, kind of seeing who's out of position and who shouldn't really be inside the top 10, who's going to play bad because of that, can help you kind of fade a few dudes going forward.
All right. Well, give us like 3 really good showdown plays for tomorrow.
Cool. Let's sort you by color. I'll get Tyrrell Hatton, $7,700. Super good value. Tee to green was fantastic today. Lost a fraction putting. The irons were solid, gaining 2.8 there. I think he's a solid option. If we go to some blue boxes here, we can sort by cyan color. And we've got Rory, Xander, Colin, and Bryson. I think those are all obviously very popular names, but I think Xander's potentially a guy that you can look at. He lost strokes putting and around the green today, but he's seemed to have found his groove a little bit in a major. I'd expect he gets better as the week goes on, for sure. And then if we're looking probably for a little better, down the board situations, we can go yellow, which will be the 3rd next bunch of boxes. Aaron Rye, thank God he's not leading this golf tournament. That's even worse than Brian Harmon, in my opinion. Shane Lowry, Patrick Cantley chipped it 1 million times on hole 15 there. So we can see some bounce backs in those departments. But again, Aaron Rye probably is the dude that you're going to be looking for in round 2.
Yeah, I think Tommy's actually the play. Like, if I'm really going to try to, I have no idea how to not share your screen anymore. So I'm going to,
Okay, let me just get out of here then.
there we
There
go.
we
We're
go.
back. We're back up on screen. So in my mind, like if I think if the wind is going, do you think, so you do believe that the wind is going to be actually detrimental? We already looked at the wind on this show. I think that it will be. It's not like so crazy guys are going to, I mean, maybe Nick Dunlap will shoot 90 again, but you're going to see some like 76s,
100 tomorrow.
77s
Yeah.
out there from guys who probably just had a really good day. And like even taking a look at the entire leaderboard, I actually think that everyone not named Nick Dunlap can still make the cut.
Correct. I think, like we said, in this volatility, you got the guys at the front, could come a little further back towards the field again. I think it's absolutely possible. So taking a look at some guys that will likely be lower owned just because of how they played. I think like Hideki hit a went full tiger on the 13th hole. Brutal stuff for him. That really, really sucked. Davis Riley is a sneaky option as well. Jordan Spieth, he's always live around this golf course in the wind, you know. And Pat, I've got a bet for us.
Oh,
Justin Thomas. Now, if you go to ESPN Bet, you can find this for round 2, the lowest score after round 2. Justin Thomas's 2 best rounds around Augusta came in round 2 after he was like 8 strokes behind the lead. And guess where JT finds himself right now? He's 8 shots back of Justin Rose. And he gained millions and millions of strokes. We've seen him do this at the Players. We've seen him do it at Valspar, right? Whenever he's way behind, he is the carrot king. That's my new nickname for Justin Thomas because he needs a carrot to go chase. And now he's got a rose in front of him there to just go hunting down. So I think he's going to be very, very live for a big round tomorrow. 30-1 in that market. And if you want DK, you can get the most birdies made, which is they don't offer the round 2 score. Just kind of hunt through the books, click all the different tabs. But the most birdies made, I think, is a great option for JT as well. So you can probably play him in Showdown too.
so if it's going to be windy, I'm going to make that bet, the 30-1 on Justin Thomas to have the best round in round 2. The other guy I would consider would be Fleetwood. I could see Fleetwood getting himself back into this because if I'm going to go with the only out that you really have here is to believe that the weather is going to blow some people up. Conditions are going to be much tougher. This was probably going to be the easiest day, I think, at least based on the forecast.
Today was, yes. I mean, you were seeing flags just limp out there, you know, kind of like Wyndham Clark and John Rahm. And Tommy Fleet was going to need an exorcism this evening. Did you see what he looked like on 18T? Jesus Christ, he was just feeling it after dealing with those 2 guys all day. So hopefully he shows up with some zest. He'll just have the morning to deal with. Lost a million strokes putting, great bounce back candidate too.
So instead of just looking at random wind stats, like on Fantasy National, we have who performs the best in 17-mile-hour winds or more. The Windy AF tab on the side of Fantasy National, fantasynational.com/Mayo to get that. But I don't love wind stats because it doesn't actually contextualize a course. If it's super windy at Kapalua, you're still going to shoot great. It's not really going to kill you all that much. And there are certain courses where it can be a little bit more wind and it makes it way more difficult. Like there are some US Opens that are completely exposed. Like think about if wind had actually hit at Erin Hills that time that they had the US Open. Then it's one of the hardest US Opens. Instead, it was one of the easiest US Opens because the wind never materialized. So in my mind, I'm just kind of going on gut feel of guys that I know play well in the wind. Tommy's one of them. Lowry's one of them, and Bhatia is the other one. Those would be the 3 that I'd be looking at in Showdown. I put Justin Thomas with them and then find 2 scrubs. It seemed like Lucas Glover was popping a little bit for you.
Yup. If we take a look at what Glover was up to, that low penetrating ball flight of his, and he lost a million strokes putting today. That could easily just flip around. And then he's played well around here too. Remember, we were chatting about his top finishes inside the top 30 on our show. So I think he's an absolute option way down the board.
So like you can build a team around those 5 guys and see what's left. I mean, Hatton, we know. I mean, I don't even know if Hatton's actually a good wind player, or if he's just a good links player. Like I think there's a difference between that.
Correct. And I think with Hatton, he is due for a blow up at any given moment around this golf course. He has no business playing after he macheted and machine gunned a couple greens a couple years ago with his putter. I just don't trust him overall. But I mean, he did pop all 5 boxes, so we'll have to go with the model, yeah. But Keegan Bradley potentially. I think some of the guys that played Valero nicely, you could potentially lean into because they maybe used to it, or maybe they just burnt out from the weekend at Valero. So it's going to be a very interesting day tomorrow.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. So I think you just kind of go with your gut and maybe take some of the guys. One of the reasons that we love Justin Rose so much as first round leader, I've actually started looking at the counts of people like screenshotting me their tickets of Justin Rose first round leader. We're up to 387 people.
Let's go. I mean, I saw the handle at BetMGM was less than 1%, but I was like, the handle on Mayo Media Network must be like at 90% for Justin Rose. So
Yeah.
that's pretty much all of us.
So let's take a quick look at the weather once again, just for a second. And you can see like tomorrow it's going to be in like the mid 50s. So just because it's a little bit softer in the morning, the wind is still a gust up to 20. Like, I mean, you played D1 golf, right?
NAIA golf. Not quite D1. No.
So that D2,
but yeah, I could call it D2.
Sure. Like School of Hard Knocks kind of thing.
Yeah. It's tough scenes growing up,
So, I mean, how windy is it get in South Africa? I get most of these courses.
Not necessarily, but I played a lot of golf in Iowa, so this is a great comp.
Okay, so let me ask you: is it better to play in 10-mile-per-hour sustained winds on a potentially softer course with gusts up to 22 and the temperature being 57 degrees Fahrenheit? And that's what we get in the morning, and for most of the morning wave, or 17 sustained, 24 gusts, so a smaller gap in between, but it's like 70 degrees out.
Yeah, give me slightly less wind. I'm totally cool, but now the wind could probably make that feels like 55. I guess that's not that bad. It's a warmish wind. You're going to be hitting knockdown 3/4 shots anyway in the wind, which doesn't necessarily mean that you need that high end spin velocity with drivers and things like that. You're just trying to, perfect that ball flight and make sure that the wind doesn't take it away. So a lot of these shots will be like 3/4 hit knockdowns. I like the guys in the AM for sure. And like we said, with this kind of wind all day, that 4 p.m., 5 p.m., like we saw with Rory to end it out, is going to be very, very crusty, I would imagine.
So, but is there anyone besides JT you would think about like second round leader? Not to end the round as leader, but the best scorer of the
Sure.
day.
If I filter by the second best rounds over here, Bryson DeChambeau is an absolute guy that goes nuts in round 2. Again, I don't know how much I trust him around here. Rasmus on the DP has been sensational in round 2. Laurie Cantor. And then Brooksy. If you're looking for a big name to go to who's sitting 51st, Brooks typically gets off to quite slow starts in round 1 and lost 2.3 strokes around the green today, which you would hope he can rectify tomorrow. But yeah, he gains over 2 strokes per round in round 2. So I like Brooks. I don't know what his odds are for, though.
I mean, it might be my bias coming in, considering he's my favorite player, and I have a bet on him to win this, so I'd really like him to have the low round of the day. But he plays in the AM wave, so it's helpful. But I was very encouraged with how Akshay came in. It seemed he was just like, fuck it, I'm firing at pins.
Made 1 par on the back 9. It was incredible. Trying to slap a 3-wood around the trees on the par 5, hitting the water, and just still, I mean, he's got to feel good coming into the second round. I love it, Pat. I think he's a definite option too, along with some Colin Morikawa. Maybe he gets it together too. But he
had it together for a while.
The back 9 took care of some guys' business in a big way. So yeah, Ludwig hit 15 greens today.
This is what I talked about coming in. I can't believe he went 15 of 18 in greens of regulation, was so good tee to green. It's just funny that he had gained 8 strokes last year putting and like couldn't make any of those. He couldn't buy one of those today. I bet you he wish he had gained 5 last year and banked 3 of them for this year.
Yes. And then, but if you take a look at his around the green stats, some of them came when he was on the green. The total disaster with the stats today, but he gained a couple around the greens when he was on the green, which doesn't necessarily count as he was putting, so he did knock a couple in or a couple close from far. So I think we're going to see the around the green problems for him show up more tomorrow. He's not going to hit 50. If he hits 15 greens tomorrow, I will, I'm not going to say what, because anything's possible, but I'll be shocked.
Do you think that, I asked Geoff this, do you think Scotty to win is still the best bet on the board because it's plus 210?
I know that a lot of people are looking at Rory now at like 14.
Why? Why are they? If Rory did this in round 1, thank God he did, because he was the only. There was 2 sweats I had with Rose, and people were like tweeting me their tickets, like, "Oh yeah, first round leader, we got this locked up." I was like, "No, we do not have this locked up." And it was with Rory in the middle of the fairway on 15. It's like Rory's gonna fucking put this to 3 feet. Tap in for eagle, get within 1, make another, and then scum us somewhere along the line. I was like, that just can't happen. And then he put it in the water, and I felt good about Rory. But I wasn't giving up on Bryson either. I thought that he was going to make eagle on 15. And I think he would have had to go eagle, birdie, birdie, birdie to end it. But he almost had a hole in one on number 16, which would have been an eagle to put him up there. I had to wait until he chipped it over the green on 17 before then absolutely no one could catch him at that point. It was impossible for anyone to catch up to Rose. But you got to really watch out. I've had worse beats hit on me than that.
Oh, trust me. I had the Rory first round leader, so I cashed out halfway through because I had like 40 units riding on this thing. So I still cashed 20, but I had Rory, so I was hoping you'd also kind of come through for us too. But with Scotty's short game being the main reason, he should have 3-putted that par 3 where he drained a 62-footer. That thing was going like 12 feet by. Hit the backboard of that hole, moved it by an inch, and gained probably a full stroke and a bit on that one hole on its own. So the fact that it's all short game dependent in some breezy weather, Pat, that concerns me. Like at these kind of odds, yes, he probably still stands a very good chance of winning this thing. But the way he's getting it done and with the weather showing up, that can marginalize how quickly a putt goes in or not. So easily could miss a few that he should make tomorrow.
You say that. It does seem like he's putting with a lot more confidence right now. And it's working out because he's being more aggressive with these putts. And now they're dropping. We've seen this the past few weeks with Scotty, that he's not terrified of the 5-foot comebacker anymore like he used to be. And I mean, I can even speak to someone who sucks at golf. Me, when I'm putting great, and I know that like I'm going to be making my 5-footers, some days you just have it. And you're feeling it on the greens. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can see the line of the putt go in. You know what the feel is. And that can leave you if the wind shows up.
But like when you're standing over a 25-footer, all of a sudden you don't care if you run it 5, even 7 feet past because you feel pretty good about making the comebacker, that those putts just start to drop because you actually hit it how you're supposed to hit it.
Yeah. No, 100%. He's definitely in the zone right now. But the ball striking, Pat, he hasn't gained more than 2 strokes on average this year. Leading into a lot of these majors in the last while for Augusta, he'd eclipsed 2 per round multiple times in the last 2 years. It's like he's flirting with disaster, if you ask me. I'm a little tentative on him right now, but he is Scotty Scheffler after all.
Is the worst bet on the board Rory at 14-1?
What is Rose right now? Because I think that could be, that with that big of a lead.
Rose is plus 750. It's Scotty, Ludwig, then Rose, then Bryson are the top 4 in odds. And then Connors is 18-1. Like Rory is 14-1. And look, I get that Rory's way better than Corey Connors, and I don't think that Corey Connors is going to win. But he's at 18-1. He's behind Rory in the odds. He's 4 strokes ahead of him.
Yeah, I know. And it's interesting because you technically only 4 strokes back of second, which could be ultimately first by the end of the day if Rosie has a meltdown. Yeah, I don't think Rory's ever going to win it. I mean, there's major demons around this golf course. We saw that today. They bit him twice. I mean, Jesus, he was playing flawless golf for 14 and a half rounds and shot level par.
I'm trying to look at the top 5 market here. Maybe we can find something in the top 5 market that we can go to. What do you think about that?
Yes. I'm pulling it up now too.
All right, I'm going to put it up on the screen for us right here.
Okay,
our good friends at CoolBet. Let's see, top 5. Scheffler minus 278. That's always fun. Let's see here. What's Akshay? Akshay top 5 is only plus 550. Top 10s on like Lowry plus 180. I mean, I think Lowry's a pretty good play. I was actually thinking about I mentioned Fleetwood earlier, just because he was able to battle himself back. Where the hell is Fleetwood? Fleetwood top 10 plus 350. That's actually not bad.
Not bad. What is Patrick Reed?
Patrick Reed is plus 333.
And Patrick Reed is he's in 11th?
Yeah.
I mean, Fleetwood is all the way down in 38th, and he's just a couple more than. I love that Patrick Reed top 5 a lot, actually.
The Patrick Reed top 5 is 9-1. The top 10 is plus 333.
Oh, baby. Yeah. I mean, sheesh. Either is fine. Patrick Reed's been sensational. I think his last 5 starts here have been top 12s for Reed. So I'm riding that top 20 bet on him right now. You could definitely jump in on a top 10 too. He lost strokes putting today. Patrick Reed, one of the best putters around Augusta.
Was there anyone that you were just randomly, because were you watching? I was watching the 5 feeds at once. So you see certain things that obviously, I mean, the app was so bad anyway. You probably didn't even pick up on the app. Is there anything you just like casually noticed while you were watching? And you're like, hey, I'm going to bank that for later, but put it in the spank bank of golf bets and try to get it out.
I mean, obviously Nikolai was just doing whatever the hell he pleased. I mean, did you see that hole on 5 where he hit it way left and then missing it left in the trees was the best scoring average on the hole because of Nikolai. He was just incredible. My boy Cam was just fun to watch too.
He was, but he was terrible.
Yeah, he can't get rid of a snap hook either. Victor Hovland started finding his groove down the stretch, Pat. Started finding his groove. He's right in the mix, if you ask me. And also, what the hell?
I was going to say it was Minwoo. Minwoo got better as the day went along.
Sure. And
he's at -1 right now, too. And no one's he's kind of there. Burger's also at -1. And I mean, I kind of gave up on him coming into the week after betting him last week, but I could see him doing well.
I can see Burger staying.
Like he'll just
inside
be
the top 20, not inside the top. He'll just stay where he is right now, if you ask me.
Burger's one of those guys. Yeah, after tomorrow's round, he'll just shoot even par and be at -1, and then all of a sudden he'll be in 6th place or something.
Sure. But Sundays for him have been a little disappointing lately.
Yeah,
he's been a big problem on Sundays. So, maybe a round 2 bet potentially, or just kind of leaving him like a tournament long top 20 bet. Maybe is the way to go for Burger. I don't know what those odds are for him. Your boy Michael Kim, Pat,
pretty good,
doing solid, man. Looking good. Off the tee was his only issue, but I like this golf course for him off the tee anyway. So I think he'll make some adjustments and really get. What a crazy shot out the water! Do you see him splash it out of that par 5 creek?
I did. He hit it out of the water. I actually tweeted at him, and I sent him the DM of like a picture of him in first place on the Masters app. He was pumped about that.
That's awesome.
So, I mean, he has good vibes. I was just DMing with him. He just had good vibes going into tomorrow. So he's all fired up.
Yeah, love it. Sanjay's playing nicely, but he also putted quite well. Yeah, it's a absolute crapshoot tomorrow. I like that Patrick Reed situation a lot. That looks like a very I'll probably be betting that top 10 for him.
All right, so let's give us our 3 guys to listen. To bet anyone to win right now, I don't think is, unless you want to take someone way back that you think makes a run and the leaders kind of fold a little bit. I'm not talking about Rose. I'm pretty sure Rose is going to fold. I'm mainly talking about Scotty when I talk about this. Even if he just stalls at -4 or he falls back to -3 or something like that, then it does bring in a bigger pool of players if you can stick around. And that's what you have to be hoping for if you take a long one. I'm not going to re-up on anyone, but I like your idea of Justin Thomas, 30-1, lowest round 2. I like Akshay, and I think I like Tommy as those 3 guys in that market.
Love that. I think we spot on there. I think it's going to be a fun, and throw Brooks in there. I think you got to play Brooksy tomorrow.
Well, I didn't really see much of Brooks.
Correct.
Did you watch much of him? Like I saw he was 3 over at one point, then he battled back, and then
his track is fun to follow because he swears a lot, and wasn't impressed with Brooks on a couple holes. But I think Brooks has typically got off to slower starts too. If you just kind of think about what he's got up to, ball struck the crap out of it today, so that was solid to see. I think there's potential there for him.
So yeah, Justin in the chat says that, and if you got questions about round 2, fill them up right now. Smash the like while you're here because we're gonna get it out of here, and we'll fire up the cut sweats tomorrow and be going on that. Hideki stood out to me. He had some terrible Brooks, not only breaks, I think he meant. Now, he's not a terrible Brooks. He's actually, he is kind of, I guess if you compared him to Brooks, he probably is the terrible Brooks in major championships. But he did have bad breaks, not only 13, lipped out on 18 hard, had a few short misses after great shots and out of the sand. That's interesting. I didn't realize that Hideki had the longest active major cut streak.
Yeah, he's incredible. But at the same time, he's only got, like, during that stretch, he's only got 3 top 20s.
How about this? Do you think Rose will stay inside the top 8 for the tournament?
Yeah.
He didn't the last time he did this, by the way.
Oh, really?
I believe he came 9th.
Okay. I mean, that's super close. I think he's
listen,
right
as someone who had a big top 8 on Bobby Mack at the Players, you say it's pretty close. When he comes in 9th, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, it does. No, I think so. I think he's fired up. I mean, the T2 at the Open, the signs were there that he was going to play good again this week.
All right. Any final thoughts on round 1? Did you enjoy it? I did.
Oh, man. I saw Will Zalatoris like skull one out of the creek as well into the absolute azaleas there. I think he's if you're looking for like a top 10, top 5 from a long shot, long down the board, he's probably someone I don't mind either. I think he's sneaky there. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great. You know, if you get the laptops out, hook them up to HDMIs and kind of watch on all the different TVs, you can enjoy the broadcast. And it's just the best time of the year. You know, this is the best tournament there is. So I thoroughly enjoyed it. Had my daughter in my arms the entire day though.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You can come watch it along with us. We'll be live on the channel starting at 4:30 p.m. tomorrow, watching the Masters along with me, Jeff, and Tim, and whoever else joins us. The Audio Assassin tells us, thank you, Pat, won the NCAA. Our bracket show was fucking fire. We had Florida over Houston in the final, so that's going to win you a lot of money. So he had his NCAA tournament pool and Justin Rose, first round leader today, going on vacation for his birthday week. My man, you're living large. Congratulations. Go have a great vacation. JB asks, what's the venue in Toronto? It's actually the Rec Room that's right next to Skydome. And I do finally have the seating plan, so I'm probably going to wait till early next week to put the tickets on sale. Once again, you don't need to be subscribed to the newsletter, but you get first dibs on tickets to the live show. June 7th, by the way, in Toronto, the week of the Canadian Open. You can win that giveaway as well on CoolBet. If you do that, maybe you can, if you live outside of Ontario and Canada. Daryl says, I'm with Duke, Sergio, top 5, top 10. I mean, we've already talked about Sergio and how much we like his rebound after his poor putting day. So we don't need to rehash it again. If you're just tuning in live, we've already covered all this stuff. Byron, you can follow on X at The Model Maniac. He hosts the Fantasy Golf Degenerates. He's live every Tuesday night with the Back 9 Bets. Also up on Mayo Media Network. That's completely live. If you ever have questions, and shill your Patreon again.
Yes, let's go to the Model Maniac Patreon. You can grab it right over there. Use code MASTERS25 for 25% off.
All right. Well, that will all do it for me. Smash your like and sub to the channel on the way out. Thanks again for getting me to 50,000 subs. Feel good about that achievement. I want to thank all of you for helping me out with that. Hopefully, we can get one of our guys into the mix over the weekend. It's not going to be Straka. It's not going to be Bobby Mack. They gone. But maybe it could be Akshay. Maybe it could be Lowry. We'll see who can end up doing it for us. But until tomorrow, I'm Pat Mayo, and I'll see you next time.